you know about Association of Indian Management Schools? It's a 34-year-old networking body of B schools in India, having a membership of about 600 top management institutions. AIMS focuses on professionalization of management education, protects interests of B schools, represents management institutions at national and international forums, financially supports members in academic events, funds research projects on management, disseminates management-related knowledge through its annual Management Education Convention, conferences, seminars, roundtables and workshops, organizes free weekly webinars on knowledge sharing and inspiring young leaders sessions for management faculty and students, supports B schools in admissions through ATMA, AIMS test for management admissions. Visit https://atmaims.com for more details. Publishes a biannual AIMS Journal of Management. Visit https://aimsjournal.com for more details. Circulates a quarterly e-newsletter on AIMS activities. Conducts workshops on case writing. Encourages AIMS members to be part of decision-making processes as members of chapter management committees and the executive board. Encourages students' participation in free weekly quiz competitions by providing support to interested institutions. Facilitates networking and interaction among B schools. Why would you like to remain a non-member of AIMS? Pay a very low one-time membership fee and enjoy many lifetime benefits. Visit https://aims.org.in for more details.
So, shall I start, sir?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
We have already wasted some time due to my problem.
Yeah, yes. Good afternoon, sir, and my dear faculty colleagues and esteemed members of AIMS. So, I am Dr. Gangineni Dhananjhay, Dean of Narayana Engineering College. These are precious institutions in AP. And so we are privileged to have today as our speaker, Professor Sudipti Banerjea. Yes, sir. So, sir has a lot of experience. He has done his MCom, PhD, LLB, company secretary, cost and management accountant. And he is particularly noteworthy is his PG teaching of 39 years and is a professor from 2000 to 2017. He acted as a course director, faculty member, a number of MDPs, FDPs, and he has organized programs on TQM, ISO, and quality circles, benchmarking, strategic management, time management, and stress management, leadership, all these things. And particularly noteworthy is his doctoral thesis is on management of time, study of educational administrators in the universities and other academic bodies in West Bengal. He has done a lot of supervised, a lot of research works in PhD degree, and particularly in most of things on quality circle, employee motivation, and higher education institutions, and management of IQACs, and higher education institutions research is his main important area. And also, sir is an expert member in the research boards of a number of reputed universities and institutions, and also worked with ICSSR and social research organization. And he has also published very widely in a lot of reputed journals and research volumes on management, and also has acted as joint editor of research volumes and participated in a large number of international national conferences and seminars. And he has done a lot of work in these academic areas with UGC, NAC, ACT, ICSSR, NCRT, and UPSC. So with this, because there's a lot of the brief introduction only I'm giving, and I request all the participants to put their queries in the query box on the Zoom. They can type it, and meanwhile, once Sir is finished his presentation, then we will take up for question and answers. So with this brief introduction, I leave the floor to our Professor Sudipti Banerjea, sir.
Thank you, Professor Dhananjhay, for such a nice introduction. First of all, good afternoon, all the dear participants, Professor Dhananjhay and Priya Madam. In fact, I feel extremely sorry due to some technical problems at my end. Please don't mind. We will follow the time schedule and we will be able to manage accordingly. So in fact, we are going to have about 40 minutes time, followed by 10 minutes for question answer session and the other formalities, which will be handled by Professor Dhananjhay. You see, dear participants, you are from different academic institutions at different levels, and you are from different disciplines. So we thought that let us try to go for a topic which may be of common interest to all of you. Some of you may be from social sciences, some from hard sciences, some from engineering sciences, some from literature, and so on. Dear friends, the way we are planning to discuss, our idea is that to identify certain basics relating to management of time and certain common misconceptions we have regarding management of time and certain misconceptions regarding the time wasters also. Dear friends, while discussing, we are not addressing any particular sector. You may be from public sector, private sector, joint sector. You may be from a profit-making organization or a non-profit making organization. You may be from industry or service. You may be from a developed economy, developing economy, or less developed economy. You may be from the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, and you may be engaged in any function of life. Maybe family life, maybe work life, whatever it might be. So certain basic issues we'll try to focus on. And please remember that there are certain things which will continue to remain beyond our control. Instead of trying to attack those things, really speaking in our day-to-day life, we will try to take care of those issues, even where we have little bit of discussion, even maybe 5% in some case, maybe 15% in another case. That is our idea. We are not going to discuss the concept of time from a physicist's point of view, which I am not, from a philosopher's point of view, which I am not. We will discuss it absolutely from a typical day-to-day common sense understanding point of view. So the material, whatever we'll be discussing, I have shared with Priya ma'am, and perhaps in course of time, she will be sharing that with you. So when we try to define time, it has been given many meanings to suit our ideas. Say, whenever we talk in terms of death, we talk about timely death, untimely death. Any death is untimely. So we give meaning to time just to suit our ideas and requirements. We can't expect one 8-year boy or daughter to attend MSc classes. Maybe they are maybe genius or other extraordinary personalities. Just to suit our ideas and requirements, we have given many meanings to time. So it is a dimension. Some are our school period, our college period, our university period, and our work life period, and so on, our retirement period. In the same sense, the way we have used the term many meanings, in the same sense, we are using the word dimensions. It is just a frame of reference. Maybe a developed reference, maybe a less developed reference, whatever it might be. Working life, maybe retirement is 60 in some places, 65 in some places, 58 in some places, just a frame of reference. So basically, it's the time during which the action continues. Now, back to action or a process continues. So basically, it has been the greatest paradox before you and me, all of us, that you ask anyone, any single individual, any simple individual, all of us will come out with the argument that no one has enough time. True? Had there been more time? Like that, that's our argument. But in a way, if we consider it as a resource, it is something given to the same quantity to all of us. You see, I'm not talking about death. I'm not talking about timely death or untimely death. I'm talking about just a normal life. So basically, though it's a resource which is given to all of us in same quantity and the rate of expenditure is same, why is it that most of us, if not all of us, always come out with the argument, I mean, repentance that had there been more time. So to our understanding, according to the time management experts, as I've gathered from the writings all over the world, it is not basically the problem. I mean, the controllable part. The problem lies in its effective utilization. We are not physics people, we are not philosopher people. For us, time means present, past, present, future. Well, from science point of view, we can go from future, present to past. That's not a subject matter today. So according to our understanding, it is something which cannot be retrieved, which is irreversible, which is irreplaceable. So our issue, today's our issue, we are all management teachers, effective use of time as quite distinct from efficient use of time. Dear friends, I'm not from English. I'm not going for dictionary meaning, what do you really mean by effectiveness, what do you mean by efficiency. But effectiveness means selecting the task with the topmost priority and then within our jurisdiction and then trying to do it in the best possible manner. So that's the issue. I may be very genuine, sincere, hardworking, coming office at 8 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 8 o'clock in the night, skipping lunch, finding no time to interact with my family members. Fine, everybody will praise me. See, this person is spending so much of time. But it is also possible that I am spending my time on the wrong priorities, given my jurisdiction. So the question remains, making the right choice about how the time will be used. That is much more important. I never say efficiency is bad. I never say that is vice. It's a virtue. But what is important than just doing it efficiently, whatever job comes up, fine. I'm a genuine, sincere person. Whatever job comes up, I try to do it in the best possible manner. But at the end of the day, when I take a stock of the situation, quite possible that I have spent my time on wrong priorities. So basically, when we talk in terms of time management, we are concerned with two questions. The first question, apparently very innocent, but very dangerous question. Where does a person's time go? And then only we can approach the second question, where should the person's time go? You believe me, don't misunderstand me. All of us have a notion that we know very well regarding our time spending pattern and all that. But if someone else can observe us at the end of the day or end of the period, the observation may be quite different. So do we maintain every day what we call a sort of a time diary for my personal use? Do we maintain something like a time log for my own personal use? That will not be used by my boss for my promotion, all that, or performance evaluation. Normally, the most simple thing we ignore because they're a very simple thing. And that's why when we try to decide about where should the person's time go, many times we are misdirected. So basically, dear friends, all the tools and techniques of management of time are really speaking directed towards where a person's time goes. Is a very crucial part. And then all comes the question, generalizing it to where it should be. I still remember long back, we were present in the room of one, you see, maybe one minister or one leading public personality or one vice chancellor, like that. And with his or her permission, we could observe him or her, not really listening, not really trying to go through what he's really doing, but at the corner of the room. So at the end of the month, we came out with a very simple observation, sir, madam, almost such percentage of your time you spent on meeting, such percentage of time you spent on reading papers or interacting with people or attending telephone calls. Such friendly person who helped us to observe him or her simply jumped out of the chair. How could it be? Are you going to teach me? No, sir. We just observed you. So please come back to our point. Normally, it is very difficult for us, the individuals, to judge regarding our time utilization pattern unless we maintain a sort of time diary or time log for my own personal use. So effective management of time will ultimately help me to develop a task-oriented behavior. More I grow up in terms of age, in terms of position in the organization, pressure of task is tremendous. And then we need to cope with that. We need to develop a behavior with the help of which we can cope with the pressure of task. And effective management of time will at least help us in that area and will equip us to mobilize and utilize our resources in a comparatively effective manner. So thus a sound understanding of the basics of management of time, which we are going to discuss very soon, will help me as an individual to formulate my own strategies. Vis-a-vis my personal lives and work lives, we are focused on today work lives. And normally, in this process, the individual will be able to increase his or her stress threshold value. What do you really mean by stress threshold value? Say, my stress threshold value is 30. Say you, X, your stress threshold value is 40. We really mean that I will collapse earlier than you under tremendous work pressure. You will be able to withstand the work pressure of task comparatively better than me because your stress threshold value is about 40. So it will at least increase my stress threshold value if I can manage time-related issues in a more effective manner. So most of the stress-related problems, I'm not a stress management expert. The doctors and psychologists, they're the right persons. Most of the stress-related problems have much to do with my ability to effectively handle management of time. It is my own perception of one's own time. Everybody has own perception of his or her time, and that is really important. and some sort of internal preparedness, unseen, invisible, deep within me, that must be there. That will help me effectively. That is deeply rooted. That develops a sort of a value system that will help me to handle the situation imposed on me, and much of which cannot be controlled, and even then to handle the situation in a better manner. So basically my personality structure, I am not from psychology, and today we will discuss something about organizational behavior, the individual part of organizational behavior. We will discuss in time the personality structure, but the personality structure certainly determines one's attitude towards time, one's attitude towards utilization of time, one's attitude towards handling of time wasters. So the basic step in our today's job, that is discussing time management, is to recognize where all our time goes. Very difficult, very innocent requirement, but very difficult job given the individual mental makeup. And then in the process, we'll be able to identify the time wasters. Let us come to here. I've used the term myth. Myth has got many English meanings. I do not belong to English literature. I've used the word myth in the sense misunderstanding, misconceptions. So there are certain common myths relating to time and managerial effectiveness. I'm just mentioning the myths and just spending 1 or 2 minutes per myth. The first myth is myth of activity. You see, I never say, no one will say that one should not be active. But just because we are very active or more active, that does not mean that we are remaining active on right priorities. The common misconception is that managers who are the most active get the most done. Maybe in some situations, but not in all situations. Because my hardworkingness, my activity is spent on similar myth of decision level. You see, we all know the higher the level at which a decision is made, the better. No doubt about it. The decision which will be taken by the CEO, the gatekeeper of the office cannot take that. This as near as possible to the actual point of operation. So it's true, the higher the level at which decision is made, the better. But we must modify that. We must moderate that by saying, in terms of the management principles, decisions should be taken by the persons who are in the process of the work, who are as near as possible to the actual operation. So just because the decision has been taken at the highest level, the decision will not be necessarily qualitatively good. That's our message. Come to next myth. Myth of delayed decisions. You see, delay improves the quality of decisions. That's our common belief. Sometimes we think that better not to rush, better we take some time, and then after gathering such information and all that, we'll be able to, after thinking over that, we'll be able to improve the quality of the decision. In general, that's true. But just because we are delaying the decisions, that will not always necessarily improve the quality of the work. Sometimes we need to delay because we require some more relevant information, all that. But just by delaying, the quality of decision will improve, may not be. And most probably that's not true. The management experts say, I'm not very sure about it, depending on our nature of work, about 80% of the things can be done in one go. Maybe there are 20% of our job requirements we may require some time. It is not just 80-20 rule, but well, sometimes we require some time to improve the quality of the decision. But otherwise, it will not improve the quality of the decision. The myth of delegation of authority. We all teach management subjects. We know what do we really mean by delegation of authority. I'm the boss, say you are the subordinate, then I've delegated, I've asked you to do something, you can't be able to do that. I've delegated part of my authority. When my boss asks me, what about the job? Sometimes I say, Well, sir, madam, I've delegated my authority. So it has set my time, worry, and responsibility. No. Delegation of authority becomes successful only when certain preconditions are fulfilled. I mean, the subordinates are ready to accept delegation of authority. They have been trained, and the nature of the job is not that complex. And many things we need to take care of before we can delegate authority. Just because we have delegated authority, we cannot be absolved of the worries regarding time and responsibility. Next popular myth that we have already discussed, dear participants, myth of efficiency. The most efficient manager is the most effective. Maybe, may not be. But the reverse is true. The most effective manager is always most efficient. But the most efficient manager may not be effective. Maybe I'm working on wrong priorities. And that happens everywhere. Maybe the syllabus that we have prepared is backdated, meaningless, will not fulfill the requirements of the industry. But as a teacher, I'm sincerely teaching the syllabus. The students are sincerely studying that contents, those contents. They're doing very well in the examination. At the end of the day, when they will appear for the job interview, the employer will say, oh, sir, madam, have taught so many great things, but well, these things are not relevant for our purpose. So I think in a very casual manner, I've said it. Don't misunderstand me. Just because I'm an efficient, I may not be effective. The myth of hard work. In a way, we have mentioned it. That's a good quality. Hardworkingness is a virtue, not a vice. But the common myth is that, common misconception is that the harder one works, the more he or she gets done. Maybe, may not be. I'm working hard on wrong priorities. That may be possible, and that happens many times. Omnipotence. Sometimes in talking in terms of God, we say God is omnipotent. You see, the common misconception is that we individuals, we believe that by doing it oneself, tasks are achieved faster and better. True. But you see, you were doing that task for the last 10 years, so you are very competent to do that. Now you have been promoted. Your job is to ensure whether the people working under your supervision, they are working well or not. A teacher has taught a subject for the last 20 years. Now a newcomer has joined. If the senior teacher starts complaining, well, had I been in the class, I would have taught it better than you. It's meaningless. His or her job is to ensure that the newcomer gradually develops confidence and becomes competent in teaching those things in a better manner in the class. So many times we believe that by doing it once, tasks are achieved faster and better. True, we suffer from the misconception of omnipotence, but the reality demands that I must play the role of supervision, helping hand regarding my subordinates. The myth of overworked manager. Yes, managers are overworked, true. Most managers are really overworked. But just because I'm overworked, does that mean that I'm effective? Does that mean I'm working on right priorities? Say, for example, people from the accounting discipline, say in the months of January, February, March, they remain very busy because they complete the books of accounts. Yes, madam, I've joined.
Please go ahead, sir.
Sir, please continue, sir. Please continue.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, dear participants. So this open door policy. Yes, the Dhananjay sir have joined.
Please continue, sir. Please continue, Banerjee, sir. Your online.
Okay, very, very sorry, dear participants. Technology has created so many advantages, sometimes difficulties. Dear participants, have I covered that meet the open door adequately? So now we have come to
Sir, would you like to consolidate, sir? Because I think he's having an issue, sir, technical issue. Would you like to consolidate, sir?
Sure, madam. Sure.
Okay, sir.
I think I will try to summarize what our Professor Banerjee sir
Thank you, sir.
conveying. So this time management is a very important topic, and all face in managing our time. So basically, that is one of the techniques sir has advised is to prioritize the task. So depending upon the priority, we should allocate what are the top priority tasks and the next the second priority tasks. And one more thing is that 20% of the tasks take 80% of our time. That is how it works out. So as professionals, what we have to consider is what are the most urgent tasks and what are the actions required and prioritizing in all these areas. Sir, please continue, sir. Banerjea sir, am I audible?
So we discuss a very
I think sir is facing some
Sir, you
connection
can
problem.
consolidate, sir. No issue,
Yes,
sir.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to speak to him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's how, and some of the recent book also I have read is that in terms of time management, that is hardest task to finish in the morning or first hour time slots. Like there is a book by some author called Eat That Frog, where no, the most difficult tasks should be performed so that our we will feel free, we will feel less pressurized attending to other tasks. So some of these techniques, and also authors or experts advise some techniques like time boxing. So we keep half an hour for one task and do that half an hour exclusively focus on the task. So that is many people experts say that what we lack is not time. There is no lack of time, but there is a lack of focus. So when you focus on one topic and one task and complete it, I think the task that time will be sufficient to complete the majority of the tasks. And particularly in our academic circles, SAR is mostly focusing on these higher education institutions and faculty members. This is where this type of issues come. Sir, Banerjea sir, you'd like to add? You are on mute, I think, sir.
Can you hear me, Mr. Dhananjay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, just unmute and talk, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So let us proceed. We are getting started at a particular point. I am just trying to repeat again and again that we should not get lately into identifying points, because we spend efforts on something which is not really a problem. But we think that we have rightly identified what is the main task. That's a big thing. Please keep it in mind. And the next one, the mean time saving. Some time back, we are talking about some steps back, we're talking about delayed decisions just because we're delaying the quality of decision improve. That may be true, may not be true. Similarly, if possible, we should try to save time. If possible, we should go for shortcut. But many shortcuts are time savers. No, it may be true. Sometimes shortcuts can save time, but many times are just unintelligent shortcuts without having a long-term perspective, without and the meter of time shortage you have already discussed. Now, because of these disturbances, we are trying to come very quickly to time wasters. Any time waster may be a time waster may be said to be anything which prevents
Madam, can you please ask sir to conclude the session?
Sir, can you just please conclude the session, sir?
Yeah.
I'll share the content which sir has shared. I can email to everyone, sir.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
So this, basically, to conclude this session on time management, we have
Concluding right now. Our understanding, I am just touch on one particular delicate point. It becomes a time and it is managed effectively. But I am getting at random number of time wastes. Then we will come to our point. For example, telephonic interactions, dropping visitors, scheduled and unscheduled meetings, ISIS, lack of personal reservation, ineffective delegation of authority, inventing too much routine work in detail, attempting too much advanced and unrealistic time estimates, lack of unclear communication and instructions, inadequate, inaccurate, delayed information. These are all coming to a point. Few points I'm just mentioning. Keep this in mind. Indecision and procrastination, confusion about authority and responsibility, my inability to know, leaving us unfinished, lack of self-discipline. Believe me, participants, when you conduct surveys here and there, help for scholars, most of them, they have identified the long list of time wasters as the time wasters, which I just mentioned. But these points, indecision, procrastination, confusion about authority and responsibility, no, living lack of self-discipline. These is the final point. We human beings to live the known extra time wasters. But if you of us go for identify the internal time wasters, that part is very important where we can make improvement and action. With a lot of technical difficulties and interruptions, my part is over. Now, whatever little time left, we can.
Sir, I think now you can conclude the session, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
Thanks. I thank all the participants and the distinguished AIMS member. The committee, happy to have this session. We look for more interesting sessions during weeks and months. And today, the awareness about time management is very important, and all of us are pressed about completing our tasks. I once again thank all the participants for their participation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We all can
Thank
leave.
Any